Hey everyone, my name is Zenia, and today we're talking about the stat show, the pay-per-view great show that was last week's Dynamite in Detroit, Michigan. That show was definitely something absolutely special. We've had positive reviews only from the fans, from journalists, from me personally as well. And of course, we had to be there because the card was so stacked. We had the cage match, we had the first ever house rules match. So of course we needed to be there and we needed to ask the fans lining up before the show what they're thinking. So let's look at the show and look at what the fans had to say about it before the show. We are in Detroit, Michigan. It's a beautiful sunny day, and tonight we have a show with a stacked pay-per-view worthy card, and the fans are buzzing. Tonight we are in for the first ever House Rules match, where the House of Black are going to defend their trios titles against Best Friends and Bandito. And we're also going to find out if FTR are going to accept the challenge issued by Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. We are at the Little Caesars Arena, right next to the Google headquarters, and we have quite some champions tonight proving their worth. We have Claudio Castagnoli, the ROH World Heavyweight Champion, taking on Rey Fenix, the ROH Tag Team Champion, in a double jeopardy match. And we also have Orange Cassidy defending his international title against Daniel Garcia. In the main event, we have the steel cage match. Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega are finally going to settle everything. No way to get out, no interferences from the outside. This is going to be the end of it, and the fans couldn't be more excited, so let's go ask them some questions. I'm here with
Jeff Beers,
Laura,
and
Eddie,
Audra,
Sam,
and
Clay. My name's Clint.
and
Stephanie,
and
Jess.
Ricky Daniels.
and we just heard that you're a rapper.
Yes.
Where
I go by the name
can we find you?
Chosen One on YouTube. Go on YouTube, look up Chosen One. You can also Google Detroit's finest. Chosen One Truth Be Told on datpiff.com.
Wow, that's quite an achievement when you come up when people Google Detroit's finest.
Yes,
I love
yes,
it for
yes.
you.
Ryan Belcher franchise, Poor Life.
And you have a sweet AEW World title.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Southwest Texas Day Cruise.
That was a long one.
Chris.
Rock. Mike Rules 111. And he sucks.
We have some dynamic going on here. Are you guys excited for the show tonight?
Absolutely.
110%.
Absolutely.
110%.
Absolutely.
We're here. I mean, why not?
And we have a lovely Brian Pillman shirt.
Yeah.
And does this count as a Brian Pillman cosplay, or is it just a lifestyle?
I don't know. This is clothes. It looks good.
You do very much convey the Brian Pillman vibe, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Do you have a sign here?
Yeah, it's pretty lame. Brian Pillman's rad.
Oh, nice. I love that. And we know that you traveled here. Where are you
We're from Ashland, Ohio. And this is my 9th AEW, and this is his 12th AEW.
Wow.
We see him in Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Columbus, Lexington. We've been following him quite a bit. We saw the 4th Dynamite and the 1st Rampage.
Wow.
So we kind of been fans for a long time.
That's awesome, you guys.
Fans, yeah. But this is our first time in Detroit, though.
But he's not announced for the card tonight.
He's not, but he tweeted out the event, so he might be doing maybe a dark thing, maybe like a rampage type thing. He might be here.
Might do a little surprise appearance.
And I think we tweeted, and I think I said dude, I got a sign. It's kind of lame, and I think he retweeted it. So I'm hoping.
So we'll see, yeah. And you have some lovely signs, you guys. Do you want to talk about them? Do you want to show them?
Yeah, my wife's got the cheap seats. I'm on the floor.
That's the wife, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you have to say to justify your decision?
Yeah,
I deserve it.
Yes.
She falls asleep every week during Dynamite.
Wow.
He does deserve it, but I had to out him out, so.
DWC Heavyweight Championship.
What's the championship? Do you want to
It's my
elaborate?
podcast. It's
Oh, sweet. Do you want to plug your podcast?
Detroit Wrestling Connection, the Rated R Wrestling Podcast. My shirt's right there.
Yep, check it out. Definitely. It's a really good time. Very good time.
Yeah, awesome.
If you like all things wrestling, If you want to stop in and just see what he's talking about, it's always a nice little listen.
And you guys are family?
Yeah, he's my son. Sometimes I don't want to admit it, but yeah, he's my son. Yeah.
That's awesome that you guys bond over wrestling like that.
Yeah.
Have you guys been watching wrestling for a really long time?
Yeah, we did.
Televised shows.
Televised shows, yeah. We started with Impact Wrestling and then now went to AEW. Yeah.
Nice.
AEW always gives you a good show. I don't care who's on the card, it's always a good show.
So you're wearing the sweet Hardy's shirt?
Yeah.
Are they your favorite?
Yeah, Hardy Boys is my favorite. Jeff Hardy, Sting, I like MJF, Orange Cassidy.
The Outrunners. You like them?
Sure.
I think they're one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And you guys have a sweet sign here for Sky Blue.
Blue, yeah. Sky
She's
Blue.
wrestling tomorrow or next Thursday for Ring of Honor for the women's title.
Yeah.
Hopefully she wins.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Of course, Orange Cassidy, I like Darby Allin, Sting, and of course, I love Justin Roberts.
Nice.
I've got his book, obviously.
All right,
but
look at that.
Britt Baker is my favorite. That's my favorite. But yeah, I'm gonna go with her. Yes, DMD. Yes.
Moxley, Danhausen.
Danhausen.
Also very best friends adjacent.
I was hoping Danhausen would be here, but he's hurt, so
Unfortunately.
that kind of sucks.
My favorite girl wrestler is Ty Mello.
Oh yeah.
And I hope that she comes back. We miss you. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh nice, I hope she sees that. What's your sign?
Franchises here see the Bunny and Penelope Ford.
say House of Black.
Yes, House of Black.
For sure.
Young Bucks.
Chris Jericho. I'm sorry, he's good looking. I don't care. I'm not dead. The Hardys. The Hardys, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've been a wrestling fan since I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
80s, baby.
And you go to many wrestling shows, I assume.
Yes, every time they come.
This time we had so many first-time fans, so many long-time fans who came to the show for the first time. We also had a fan who just started watching wrestling this year, and Dynamite was her first ever live wrestling show, so that was awesome to see.
No matter which way I love wrestling now, he's the one that got me into it this year. So this is my first Dynamite. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are your expectations of your first ever live Dynamite?
It's gonna be fantastic. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be great.
Everything that you could probably expect from AEW.
You guys seem to be pumped for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. This is our first AEW show. Yep.
Oh, that's
first one.
awesome.
First one.
So from the very start, it was safe to assume the crowd was going to be on fire. So let's dive right in. As the opener, we had the Double Jeopardy match. Claudio Castagnoli, the ROH World Heavyweight Champion, versus Rey Fenix, one half of the ROH World Tag Team Champions in the Lucha Bros, of course. That match was so intense. Castagnoli's European hard-hitting style clashing with the classic lucha in Rey Fenix, by a lot of accounts, the best luchador in the world. And of course, it's been awesome to see more ROH featured on AEW, because ROH definitely could use this exposure, because the weekly shows that they have been putting out have been absolutely fantastic. It is one of the best products on the wrestling market as of right now. Take it from me as someone who is present at pretty much every ROH weekly episode. So if you're not watching ROH on Honor Club already, do yourself a favor. Go check it out. Those weekly shows are absolutely top-notch quality every single week. Castagnoli has been a super dominant champion. We saw him come in super intense, as he always does in all of his matches, and he did emerge on top in that match. 1, 2, 3. And then it was time to finally hear from FTR and see if they accept the challenge from Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, who are willing and able to challenge them for their titles at Double or Nothing. Let's see what the fans had to say about that. We're going to hear from FTR tonight.
Ooh.
Do you think they're going to accept the challenge from Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett?
I think so. What do you think?
No.
No. I say yes, he says no. You're a good interviewer.
Well, we see. I guess we have to wait and see now.
See who's right. Yeah, see who's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they will. Jeff Jarrett, he's a veteran in the game.
Yeah.
I lived in Nashville for a long time, so I got to see him early on in his career too. So it's going to be pretty cool to see him again.
as dirty and unfair as the tactics of Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal have been, the fans were definitely clamoring to actually see that match happen. Maybe it is the satisfaction that is promised by FTR finally getting their hands on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and hopefully the latter not being able to cheat their way out of this. And in that segment, we did find out that Jay Briscoe is going to be the special guest referee in that match.
It's become abundantly apparent to me that you fellas have a hard time controlling your emotions when you're in the same vicinity.
So hopefully that ensures that no shenanigans happen this time. However, in the segment where the two tag teams were supposed to solidify the agreement by sharing a drink, we did see fight break out, and Dex Harwood, unfortunately blinded by the alcohol that was spit in his face, did deliver a beating to Mark Briscoe on accident. So let's hope that Mark Briscoe, being the good friend, good person that he is, recognizes that it was a genuine mistake, a genuine accident, and it doesn't influence his judgment in the match on the pay-per-view. Next, we had Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Garcia defending his international championship, and we had so many Orange Cassidy fans outside the arena, including fans in full cosplay, which was great.
Jason?
And? Kate. I love you guys' outfits. I assume you are rooting for Orange Cassidy tonight to defend his title?
That's absolutely correct.
Wow. What makes you guys love Orange Cassidy so much? Why do you support it?
Oh man, I'll admit, I love the goofy stuff, man. Like Luchasaurus, Orange Cassidy, they're the whole reason why I'm here.
Oh wow, okay. What's the reason you're here?
He's just so cool.
He's whatever, I guess.
And fans did show an overwhelming preference/support for Orange Cassidy.
One of your favorites, Orange Cassidy, is defending his international title tonight against Daniel Garcia. Who do you think is going to win that one?
Of course, Orange.
Of course.
It's got to be fresh squeeze. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Hey,
You got to squeeze every last drop out of him tonight.
you got the J.A.S. in Garcia's corner. You got to think about that also.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy. Cassidy all the way. Cassidy all the way,
Cassidy
right?
has definitely been a strong champion lately.
Yes, very strong champion.
Orange.
Gotta go with orange.
Hell yeah. 3 for 3. We got it.
Best friends, we gotta go with best
Right?
friends.
I knew who to ask. I know what I'm doing here.
So with that support system, Orange Cassidy, of course, came into the match strong, and the match did start out super technical, which is very, very on brand for Daniel Garcia, even though he does position himself as a sports entertainer, currently not a wrestler, and he did get some "you're a wrestler" chants, super offensive on the part of the Detroit crowd. And we did find Orange Cassidy very much in Daniel Garcia's territory at the start of the match. Very technical, very grapply, very on the mat, which was awesome to see from Orange Cassidy. It continues to solidify how much of an all-rounder Orange Cassidy is and how he can match up his style to whoever he's facing while still remaining the chill and nonchalant Orange Cassidy soul that he is. And inevitably, from the technical stuff, we transition to some mind games, and of course, Daniel Garcia taunting Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy putting in effort, as he does whenever the situation calls for it, on special occasions, and Orange Cassidy did emerge on top in this match. Then we had an in-ring interview segment, and I usually mostly focus on matches in these videos, but I do want to talk about this one because, first of all, I do think the segments that happen in the ring are definitely probably more intense and more significant to the progression of the show. Of course, the backstage segments are also important, but the in-ring segments actually happen in front of the live crowd and get the live reaction. So we did see Christian accompanied by his right hand, Luchasaurus, the powerhouse, the monster, of course, call out Wardlow. And we did find out last week that Christian Cage has his sights set on the TNT title, and Christian did deliver a promo where he mentioned how somehow all his opponents don't have fathers.
Watch out. If you have a dead father, he will come after you. Not even playing. He will.
And he did mock the relationship that Wardlow has with Arn Anderson, which Arn Anderson doesn't necessarily have with his own son, who is also signed and also is a wrestler in AEW. And as vile and as horrible as it is, everything that Christian Cage says, everything that ever escapes his mouth hole, but You have to admit that Christian Cage is just an assassin on the microphone. He is a murderer on the microphone. His promos sealed gasps and people clutching their pearls, but you cannot deny that he just has his way with the spoken word, with the microphone, and he is just undeniable. I am sure Wardlow would disagree with my positive feedback, and hopefully next week we'll see what Wardlow has to say or do about Christian Cage calling him out like that. Then it was time for the no-holds-barred match. Julia Hart versus Anna Jay, former best friends signed by AEW at roughly the same time, went very, very different ways. At first, we did see them in pretty much a similar realm. They were just young girls trying to make it in the company, but then Anna Jay got involved with Dark Order and then with J.A.S. and became Anna J.A.S., her current self, and Julia Hart did get recruited, for the lack of a better word, by House of Black. So now Julie is a totally different person from what she was when she got signed. There is nothing left of her cheerful cheerleader, good girl self that she was someday. So it was time for the two women to settle it. No holds barred, no rules, just a fight, a brawl. The fans were definitely excited for this match, and a lot of the fans did mention that the women's division is their favorite part about AEW on the whole, which is super understandable.
We have Anna J.A.S. taking on Julia Hart. Anna J.A.S. also representing J.A.S. obviously as Ty Mello. So are you rooting for Anna in that match?
Yeah, of course, because it's part of the Jericho Appreciation Society. But I do love the House of Black, so I don't know. I'm just like super excited for either side. I'll be happy no matter what.
Oh, that's so sweet. We do have a women's match tonight. We do have Anna J.A.S.
Anna J.A.S. versus
taking on Julia Hart.
Yeah, Julia Hart.
Former best friends. Who do you have winning this one?
I'm going for Julia Hart. You gotta go for the house. The house never loses.
House always wins.
Julia Hart, I'm glad that she's back. I kind of missed her as well.
Julia Hart too.
Yeah, because the house always wins, I guess.
I'm gonna go with Hart. The women's division, I love the women's division. I think they're so much better than other companies. But you can tell it's more authentic and real wrestling like back in the days in the 80s and the 90s when it was just raw.
And overwhelmingly, fans were expecting Julia Hart to win, which was a little bit surprising since Anna J.A.S. has been super dominant. She's been choking everyone out. She has a fat ass and a mean attitude. But the fans do believe that the house always wins. And rightfully so. After a very intense fight, a very intense brawl, not only did Julia Hart win, but she tapped Anna Jay out. Clean, fair, in the middle of the ring. Super intense, awesome match, and Anna J.A.S. has been becoming a master of no-holds-barred / street fight matches. We have seen her in so many intense brawls like that, and the tag team match that her and Ty Mello had against Willow and Ruby Soho was arguably one of the best women's matches in the history of AEW, so one would expect Anna to thrive in this environment. And yet, the house always wins. And talking about the House of Black, after that it was time for the trios match. We have the first ever House Rules match. House of Black issued the open challenge to anyone and everyone who is willing to step up. The fans were, of course, buzzing, and House of Black have been fan favorites.
And we do have the trios title match tonight also, the first House Rules match. What are your guys' expectations? And we do have the best friends, very orange adjacent, challenging for the titles. What do you expect?
I'm hoping for the hug. I gotta hope for the best friends here, but you know, it's the House of Black. They got the belts for a reason. Yeah.
Definitely.
First House Rule match is gonna be awesome. I see whoever gets it, gets it. And it's going to be a good trio match either way when House of Black does the blackout and have a nice day after.
We'll go this side.
I'm here to watch AEW.
Oh, hell yeah.
My best friends.
We are pro best friends on this channel here, so this is amazing. I love
it.
We've
been friends for, what, a decade now?
Yeah. Oh, I love this for you guys. Okay. So I assume you guys are rooting for House of Black in the trios match too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
Carried all the way.
Absolutely.
I've been working on my super kicks.
You should have went for it. I would have caught it. We could have done the show.
You have to defend this 24/7 rules now, I guess.
Yeah.
Sweet title.
We gotta go to the House of Black.
As long as it's a good match, we don't really care, I think.
What about you?
House of Black.
Wow, you betrayed best friends so quickly, so easily.
They don't have a chance. I'm
Best
sorry.
friends still have our heart, though.
Yeah, so I guess the answer is, we hope everyone has fun and
Right,
no one
it's
gets
gonna be awesome.
When you said you were hoping for a hug, I thought you meant everyone would just hug it out and not fight.
Also, yes, definitely. Everyone should have a great time. That's the whole
That's
point.
the new house rules. Everyone just hugs and no one fights.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
get behind that.
And the house rules imply a 20-second countdown as opposed to a 10-second. No rope breaks, no submissions. The opponents get to decide whether it is DQ or no DQ. The only rule that best friends settled on was that all witches are banned from ringside. Surprising I remained there. No, but if you know me, you know that I was expecting this match to be my favorite of the night, and it definitely was one of my favorites of the night, absolutely, because I enjoy House of Black immensely, and the intensity, the darkness, the realness that they bring, and the authenticity with their own rules, with even the lighting during the match was special to them. But you also know that I am a huge Best Friends enjoyer. They are my favorite tag team ever, and it's a bit of an unusual pairing with Bandito that they had there, but I think Bandito might be my favorite third person to ever tag with Best Friends. I do enjoy Bandito a lot also. Hopefully we can have him on the channel sometime for an interview, hopefully in Spanish. But it is very hard to match the intensity that House of Black brings, and House of Black just brings the intimidation tactic as well. Just their entrance alone already sends chills down my spine, and I would imagine it would do this to anyone, especially if you're in the middle of the ring waiting to face them. And they are just very determined, they are very scary. So Best Friends stepped up to the absolute best of their ability. Best Friends are absolutely underestimated in-ring performers. Both Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta are amazing, amazing wrestlers, and Trent absolutely did step up even to Brody King, who did toss him into the barricades. And we did see some signature offense from Chuck Taylor. I'm not saying the same about Bandito just because I do feel like everyone at this point knows and understands how incredible of a wrestler, of a luchador, of an all-rounder Bandito is. So that was just no surprise how incredible Bandito was and how he managed to implement his high-speed, flippy lucha style even with brawlers and powerhouses like all three, pretty much both House of Black are. All in all, I feel like Best Friends and Bandito create an amazing synergy as a trio. However, again, however many times I have to say it, the house always wins, and the House of Black did deliver an absolute beating to Best Friends, and they did emerge on top. Hopefully this is not the end of the story, because I would like to see Best Friends in the title picture and remain in the title picture, or maybe drop the third person, let Bandito go his own way, and maybe challenge for the tag team titles eventually, but for now, the house always wins. And Orange Cassidy, who of course was busy that day with his title defense, was very present in the picture before and after that match. And he did point out before the match that there's room for 3 more titles in his backpack. Alas, but after the match he got attacked by Kyle Fletcher of Aussie Open. And as much as I love Orange Cassidy, you guys know that Aussie Open are one of my favorite tag teams, and Aussie Open have been very, very prominent on ROH, and Kyle Fletcher is of course a remarkable singles competitor as well. And it looks like he has his sights set on Orange Cassidy's international title, and Kyle Fletcher did post on social media saying, "It doesn't get any more international than me." So hopefully we are going to see that match soon. Another thing that's worth mentioning before we go to discussing the main event is we did get 2 amazing TV returns. We did see Miro and La Mera Mera Thunder Rosa appear and go into Tony Khan's office with no comment, and presumably go to discuss their status and go to discuss their in-ring return, which is extremely exciting. Both those wrestlers are absolute fan favorites and absolute amazing performers, so I can't wait to see where that goes. And that show was going by so fast just because it was so saturated, every single moment of it mattered. So at that point we reached the time for the main event. And that main event, cage match, Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega, was definitely the most anticipated match of the night among fans. Most of the fans had Moxley winning the match, And their argument was very understandable that Moxley just has more experience doing more hardcore lean matches in other promotions. But of course, there were some fans who believed in Kenny Omega. And in the end of the day, Kenny Omega is, again, arguably the best wrestler in the world. So it would be a mistake to assume that he can step up to maybe a slightly different type of match.
What's the match that you guys are the most excited to see tonight?
Moxley match, the cage match.
And who do you think is going to win that one?
Moxley. Moxley.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're like cautiously. Moxley.
Yeah, he's Moxley's from Ohio too, so we got to cheer for Ohio.
Oh, so you have to support
Ohio.
That makes sense.
But anybody that wins, they'll give them a good match, no matter what they are. They're always good matches.
Yeah.
No matter who wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone?
Yeah, it's our first live cage match. So. Yeah, first ever cage match. We've never seen one live before.
We're gonna see Kenny Omega lose. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I was just going to ask who you guys think was going to win. I love how you guys like kind of disagree, but you're like, oh, maybe.
I think it's going to be a tie.
Oh, wow. No one wins.
I mean, I don't know how. Maybe they fall over at the same time. I mean, I think they're both great.
Moxley.
There's going to be some, I swear. There's going to be some fuckery, so I don't think anybody is going to win.
No one's going to win. No one's looking out.
It's going to be DQ.
No one's looking out the life. That's the prediction, right?
If anybody was to win, I want Kenny to win.
Why do you think Moxley's going to win?
He's just a man. He's AEW all the way.
He's probably going to be bleeding on his way out to the ring, realistically. If I had to
Somebody's got to do it.
Exactly.
Somebody has to bleed, right?
Somebody has to. Yeah, I think Moxley's going to take the W.
Ooh, I hope for Kenny.
I'll go Kenny.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some confident Kenny Omega fans.
It's all about the good guys. You gotta root for the good guys. You never know. You gotta be surprised by the bad guys.
I say John Moxley because he's usually doing the hardcore matches and stuff with GCW and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
And Kenny Omega is pretty good at the big time matches that he has with Will Ospreay and stuff, and New Japan also.
Kenny, you're so confident.
Yes.
So many people, they said Moxley, but we trust in the elite, right?
Yes.
Moxley is gonna put them hands on Kenny Omega. Yes, Moxley, he's a beast. I mean, ever since he left that other company, I don't gotta mention their name, he's been just on the tear. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that match too, as well.
Yeah.
I would say that's the number one match I'm looking forward to.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely the biggest one tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It was evident that the two competitors could not wait to have their hands on each other. Moxley attacked Kenny Omega before the match even had a chance to start, before they even had a chance to get into the cage. And the moment they did, every single part of the setup, every single part of the cage, of the ring, became a weapon. We see Jon Moxley unscrew a turnbuckle and use the ropes and use the fish hook as the weapon. Just go full lunatic, just go full hardcore Moxley that a lot of people know and love. We did have a fan with a make it bloody sign for that match, which they did make it bloody.
And you guys have a sign.
Yes, it says make it bloody for Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega.
Specifically for Jon Moxley and
Yeah,
Kenny Omega.
we're big Jon Moxley fans.
Oh, so you have, you want him to win the match tonight?
Yeah.
Just absolutely a ruthless bout, and Kenny Omega still could perform his absolutely beautiful offense. We saw some fit triggers, and we did see a one-winged angel from Kenny Omega that no one ever kicks out of. And just when we thought that was going to be the end of it, the unthinkable happened. Don Callis actually turned on Kenny Omega and attacked his protege while he was just about to pin Jon Moxley 1-3. The reaction in that crowd was absolutely crazy. No one expected it, and it was even more so a knife in Kenny's back, because part of the reason why Kenny felt so strongly about finally sorting this out with Jon Moxley was because BCC attacked Don Callis, who was Kenny's best friend, who was Kenny's family. And that was part of the reason why Kenny really wanted to show Jon Moxley that he can't mess with him. And now it is Don Callis who decided the fate of that match. Obviously, we cannot know for sure that Moxley wouldn't have kicked out of the one-winged angel, but like I said, no one ever does, and Don Callis put the final blow on Kenny Omega just in that moment. Completely shocking, insane, and we did see in the online exclusive Don Callis just running away from the arena, and AEW tried to get a word with him and tried to get him to comment, to which he only responded, no comment. Hopefully we can hear from Don Callis next week and see what the ever-living HE double hockey sticks that was. Just an absolutely shocking, insane ending to a brilliant show. And just to wrap this up on a positive note, let's hear from the fans who were at the show talking about exactly why they love AEW so much and they came to Dynamite.
And you guys, obviously, you're attending the show, you're friends, this wrestling is bringing you guys together.
Yeah.
What makes you love AEW so much? What makes you come to shows?
Getting to spend time with my best friend and my husband.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the matches are normally really, really good, and I mean, it gives us all something to debate and talk about, so.
Well, Brian Pillman Jr. has a mullet, and I have a mullet, so that's why.
Very fair reason.
There's mullets, and I like mullets.
I almost have a mullet. If this went to the other side, I would be on your team.
It's exciting. It seems like
it's violent.
Fans more. It seems like that there's a lot more attention to detail, and that's why I'm here.
I'm 100% agreeing with him. AEW has more of an indie touch to it. You know what I'm saying? They're letting people actually bring their own stuff from the indies.
I'm just a big fan of wrestling in general. I've been growing up watching wrestling, and the fact that AEW is just so fan-friendly, and it just is something that's just near and dear to my heart since I was a kid, so.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more. I hope you enjoy the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is my 5th or 6th AEW event.
Oh, nice.
Second one here. We were at the inaugural.
Oh, and the first
one? We were here last year for this too, yeah.
We were. We went to Chicago too.
Yep, we were all out. I went to Double or Nothing in Jacksonville.
Well, this is so nice, guys. It's so sweet how wrestling brings you together.
Especially bringing up a big name, it's Jon Moxley too. I mean, being watered down and you know the past promotions he's been in, he can finally be himself here in AEW, and that's important to me. As you can see what they've been trying to hold down for so long. You know, that's why I like it. Is you can see wrestlers be who they want to be, who they should be.
I would say because it's like old school wrestling again. Like back in the day when you had ECW, it's real wrestling. Like they got their storylines. It's actually authentic wrestling.
They have national exposure, so you help to get out more wrestling who never really had a chance for the last 20 years, basically without Impact or Ring of Honor.
So I'm hoping AEW come again, like with a pay-per-view or something.
Yeah, definitely. Hope so.
I grew up a wrestling fan, but also we just moved up from Houston, and we went to a couple shows down there even during the COVID times. So it was excited to finally be able to come to Detroit and experience a show here in a much bigger area.
Jon Moxley.
Specifically.
I love superheroes and I love blood and gore. So when I saw Jon Moxley, I can't remember what match it was, but I just saw him take a screwdriver and it was great. I was like,
screwdrivers, forks, knives, whatever you call it.
Yeah,
he's a bad man. He's a bad man.
So bad that it's good.
Yes.
And on this heartwarming note, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like if you had a good time. Subscribe, tap the notification bell to never miss an upload. And until next time, goodbye.